All right, everybody. Welcome to Previously Recorded in Parkville. Backyard Abundance. Today, we're going to be starting some seeds. See if we can't make this work. I guess first things first. Got some sea star mix here. The idea is, I'm going to take it right out of the bag because it'll be all dry. That's not what you want. You want to mix it with a little bit of water. Honestly, there's not a wrong way to do this, but this isn't anything you want to do in your dining room or sitting on a couch, because you're just going to make a mess. We're going to get dirty today. Dirty in a good way. So we're out in the backyard, hence the name Backyard Abundance. And we're just gonna fill all these cells, beautiful little hexagonal cells that allow the roots to grow very deeply. But when it's time to transplant, it's pretty easy to pop them out. So we have our slightly moistened bag of starter material. Trying to get it nice and evenly. Don't want to overpack it, but you want to fill in all the cells. Don't worry about making a mess. That's why they made brooms and dustpans. Alrighty. So that's all filled in pretty nicely. Get rid of any excess. Quickly, we're loaded up. Yeah. I got multiple different kinds of seeds. I'm going to start. I think today we're going to start with a salad. So I got a little bit of lettuce. I got some peppers. There's certain things that I have seeds left over from last year. I do have a couple different kinds of lettuce, but last year I didn't even try to grow any celery or onions. I don't even have the planter beds ready for this yet. I know I got good soil left over from last year. So I'm going to be moving a couple flower beds. I also get the seeds started. So by the time I got the ground ready, we'll already have stuff growing. It's April 6th. All the perennials are jumping back out of the ground this year. So to get started. Alright, this is the way I do it. Y'all can do it however you want to. I can't remember anything. So, especially when you're planting this many. We got 72 holes here. 72 cells. 6 on 6. There's no way for me to remember what I planted. Getting filled in. To poke a little hole in the center of each one. 6 across, 6 down, 2 trays. Of course, you don't have to go real deep for the seeds. You can actually just put the seed right on top and then move a little soil on top of it. make sure that it's going to stay moist. The seeds will find their way up to the top. Nature does a good job. You're not really going to do it wrong. Alright, so I do have pollinator flowers we're going to do later, different pot. Let's see what we got here. I got a little bit of lettuce from last year. I like to do a couple seeds. You can see these are teeny tiny. They're not like mater seeds. 3 or 4 of these teeny tiny little guys in each hole. I'm gonna do 2 runs of these. You got better chances if you don't just put 1 seed in each one. That's gonna be a Bibb Butterhead lettuce. So I'm just gonna put Bibb lettuce. That's the first 2 runs. Alrighty, let's see what else we got. That's Butter Crunch lettuce. You can see totally different seeds. These are all leftovers from last year. The lettuce did alright early in the year. Couple in each hole. And the thing about something like lettuce, you can actually come back, harvest, have an early harvest, and then you can restart them and have a whole nother second harvest. So I'm going to rate that down. Butter Crunch lettuce. And then I'm going to do, what's this? Oh, we got green romaine. Oh, that's an unopened one. So I try to use the open ones first just because. Oh, I have a spinach. Oh, spinach, that's always good in a salad. Let's see what we got here. We got some spinach in here. As you can see, the spinach seeds are much larger than the little lettuce seeds. Up on each one. Don't have to be perfect. Nature takes care of itself. So this will be the first run. And then when this stuff is growing and looking good in the garden, we'll do another starter up. So we'll call that spinach. Alrighty. Any seeds that didn't make it in the hole, push them in. They'll know what to do. Alright, so that's all. That's all my lettuce. I'm want to hold off on the beets and the radishes because I'd like to have, I want to hold off on the beans too. I got, all this is from last year. Keep them dry. They should come out with no problem. Alright, so Cal Wonder red pepper. Alright. That's enough to get started. Try to put a couple in each one. To be perfect. We're going to call that red pepper. Little painter's tape goes a long way. Doesn't get all sticky. Alright, I have tomatoes that I don't think I'm going to start with. Let me see what I got here. I got some mild jalapenos from last year. Of course, you can plant whatever you like. There's no rules. I don't know how this packaging got all funky. The seeds are all stuck up in the corner. I coaxed them out. Trying to hide in between my fingers, but I got them. Alright. A few of these for each hole. Don't have to be perfect. So those are going to be mild jalapenos. Alright, let's see what else we got. Alright, they got red pepper. Tell you what. Do some arugula. I didn't see that one. And this is early in the year. We'll have plenty more plantings. These are teeny tiny little guys. I did have some lettuce though that had out and seed last year. It grew really well, but I don't know what I did with it. Welcome to gardening. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do a run of maters just so we get started. Here's a beefsteak. those tomato seeds are a little bit bigger, close to the size of the pepper seeds. I guess I ought to write down that that was arugula. So I don't forget. Alright. 1 run of maters. Honestly, we had the tomatoes come back so heavy last year. I probably didn't even have to plant any. We had cherry tomatoes and heirloom tomatoes come back last year. So that's my early run. All I really need to do. Put a little soil back on top. Just cover them up so when you spritz them down, they retain the moisture, don't dry out. I am by no means a professional farmer, but this is why it's backyard abundance and not grocery store abundance. Alright, that should be good enough. I like to do for my seeds instead of watering them heavy with the can, I just spray them every day, check on them every day, leave them out in the sunlight. I think we're past frost, so this should be good enough to get started. All the seeds, I'll put them back in a Ziploc bag, make sure they keep the moisture out of them. They'll be good to go for the next planting. And that's pretty much it for today. We'll keep on checking on them as we go and grow, as we do more of these. Of course, we'll post more. Really simple, easy way to write down the names, know what you're growing. Alright guys, happy gardening. Bye now. Alrighty, still on April 6th. Right now, I just want to make sure I got something to bring the pollinators in. So from last year, I got a little snapdragon, marigold, zinnia. They all did really well. They all did really well last year. And they definitely bring in some of the bees, some of the butterflies, all the little critters you want. Spread the pollen around. Teeny tiny little seeds. I've just had a couple pots laying around from last year. You don't need a lot of seeds. We'll see what comes of it. Now, I'm not starting these off in a starter. Getting a bunch of them when they're small, seeds are completely different. I'll actually transplant them. And several other pots laying around as they come up. Don't worry about labeling these. You can tell when they start growing. Completely differently. The more the merrier. That's your marigold. Now the zinnia, they grow really tall. So when you put your plants in, you can actually mix them in the same container. And the zinnia will grow tall, and the marigolds will be more bushy. Just want to make sure you keep watered and happy. These guys like a lot of sunlight. As long as they're in the same area. The bees and the other pollinators figure out where they are. And they'll keep your veggies all pollinated up too. You can say I'm not too particular about this stuff. Just get them in there. Get them wet. And honestly, these 2 pots, I got an area here that's covered, so I get plenty of sunlight down here. But it's shaded in the afternoon. We're still early in the season. I'm just gonna leave them down on the ground, and I'll move them once the weather's better. Probably transplant a couple. You can see I got a couple pots. Whatever. And I'll spread them around. Make sure they do what they got to do. Alrighty, guys. Thanks for joining the adventure.